Today, we are looking into Charlotte Pudding, the #1 deck that I am most excited to play in OP08, besides more Black Yellow Luffy, because yeah, I love me Black Yellow Luffy. But before we jump into this gameplay and get into all the fun stuff, I just wanted to say thank you guys for 100 subscribers. We blew past 100, and I was super excited for that. We've been crushing it lately, and that is thanks to you guys, and I am super appreciative. I feel like we're growing super fast, and the numbers are going up, and thank you guys for all that. I'm not going to take up much of your time. You know how we do it here. We jump straight into some videos. So here is Charlotte Pudding, OP08. Alright guys, so we're jumping into this first game. I'm playing against Kalgara. We go ahead and we choose to go first. I believe the Pudding wants to go first. The main reason is you get to attack first, flipping 2 of your life face up, getting to ramp, and that takes you from 3 to 4 on your second turn, and then after that you can play a 6-drop Katakuri to flip 1 of your life face down, which is just really good. So you can get straight into 10 really fast with this deck. The proper sequencing is you swing, you flip a life, 2 life face up, ramp 1. Now you have 3 on the next turn. Essentially, if my opponent deals a damage to me, I go down to having 1 life face up, and then I can flip that life face down with Katakuri to ramp 1, and then swing with Pudding to flip 2 to ramp another one, which puts me straight on 8. After that, I can go straight into a 10-cost Mom on the following turn. Now, the way Pudding works, you do have to flip 2 life face up. So if 1 life is left face up and you have no way of turning it, back down, then you cannot ramp. You have to be able to flip 2. But as you can see here, he's doing this the entire turn. He's played out an Ohm, a dog. I'm going to go ahead and play Katakuri, flip that life face down. And now I can actually swing with Pudding, flip both lives face up, and ramp another one. Now I'm on 8 Dawn. Next turn, I can drop a 10-cost Mom, which is just incredibly powerful. Now, I do want to let you know I will not be showing a deck list, mostly because this is not a fully optimized deck, and I don't want to steer anybody wrong. This is literally my first time ever playing Pudding. I just kind of threw some cards together that I felt like looked good. I actually tweaked the deck a little bit in between each match, just kind of starting to fill it out. I forgot about the existence of cards like Viola and Newgate for some reason, so I didn't include them, even though I think they could be potentially strong inclusions. Yeah, so it's not a fully optimized list. However, I did pretty well with this list, and I do believe that this deck is just incredibly strong, and that is why. He swings in and deals damage to me. I just take it. I know I've been talking a lot about this deck and not doing as much commentary, but sorry about that. He goes ahead and swings 6, and I'm just going to go ahead, and I believe I go ahead and actually do the You Are the One That Should Disappear, but I'm kind of debating here. I went ahead and did You're the One That Should Disappear, and I pitch... No, I remember, wait a minute, Beige's a 2K. I almost scrubbed out there, so I go ahead and do the 2K Beige play to get out of that attack. So I'm at 2 life, he's at 3 life, and he drops down the Whipper, however you say his name. I'm kind of standing here staring. I'm going, you have 5 cards in hand, 3 life. I know I can 10 Mom, which is going to lower your life down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with a 5k swing into the dog. I just kind of want to lower his hand size and also deal with this board. Kalgara is a pretty solid deck, and it can get super aggressive. And I also know he could be running Rush Aces, either the 5-cost Rush Ace or the 10-cost Rush Ace, which I'm not as worried about at the moment, just because, well, he has 3 life. So 10-cost Ace wouldn't have Rush. I swing 7 into his Ohm, and he lets it go. He's down to 3 cards in hand. Now I Big Mom, I gain a life to go back up to 3, and I trash the top card of his life. So I'm sitting here looking and saying, okay, on my opponent's side, he knows I have 5 cards in hand. So obviously that is going to be its own little thing right now, where he's gonna have a harder time mathing out my hand, and I can go ahead and pitch a 1K, which makes me seem like I'm not bricked up, but for whatever reason I chose to take. I think I honestly should have come out of that one. He swings another 5k attack. I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'll go ahead and give up the 1k. And then I'm kind of just staring here. I'm looking at my hand going, okay, I have 2. You are the one that should disappear, which means that I can get out of 2 attacks. He swings a 7, which is perfect. You're the one to disappear. 8K gets out of it. Um, I'm just kind of going, okay. At the moment, I'm feeling okay about this. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's just going at my face, which puts me in a position of potentially killing him on the following turn. I understand kind of why he was doing it, but then he ended up healing. I did not know that Nolan card was a thing. I've been so focused on set 7 that I haven't been spending too much time diving into set 8. So, yeah, caught me off guard with that. I'm kind of sitting here going, okay, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? Let me go ahead and swing at the dog, try to clear it. And I'm feeling like clearing it shouldn't be too difficult here. Um, but he goes ahead and actually gives up a 3K combo, which I thought was kind of insane because the +3 thing for 1 card is pretty good, and I have a 7K on board that I can just swing back into that 5 cost. I just felt like it was crazy to kind of give up that much combo power out of hand to save the character because you're going to end up losing the character anyways. You only have 3 cards left. So, yeah, go ahead and clear that. I'm like, well, in this case, let's go ahead and just put 2 on Katakuri, making him a 9K. This Katakuri, in my opinion, is absolutely nuts in this deck. I'm going to go ahead and swing for 9 into a 7. It's a 1K counter, 6 cost for 7,000 power that ramps 1. I mean, yeah. Katakuri, yeah, really, really good card. So I'm just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen here. He goes ahead and takes it, and I'm like, cool. That gives me a chance to go ahead and do a 12 mom into his 8. He's going to have to give it up. And I'm just going to drop a Katakuri and go ahead and heal the pudding to life. The reason why I healed the pudding to life over something like the Parasparrow is I just wanted the 1K counter in my hand. I wanted the 1K counter in my hand. That's simply it. If he takes both these lives, it gives me another counter. My hand's looking pretty decent right now. I have a 2K, a 1K, and technically up being able to combo also 3K. I have 2 life. I'm feeling pretty confident. He swings with 6. This is an easy 2K, so I just give him the flampe. For some reason, I'm debating it, but I give him the flampe, which is the correct move in my opinion. Because if he goes at my life only, I just am gonna win this game because of my sheer board state alone. I'm kind of confused why he's been not at all attacking my board state. I just feel like that's a mistake, but you knew. We live and we learn. He's really thinking through his plays here. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he probably has like a rush ace of some kind. Maybe that's what he's trying to do was chip 2 damage and then rush ace. But he goes in and swings in. I'm thinking, do I keep this alive? The honest answer at this point is if he rushes, he still can't kill me. So I could go ahead and combo out of this, and I decide to combo out of it. I kept the 7 mom just in case I needed to heal. Reflecting back, probably didn't need to do that. But like I said, we live and we learn. He's loaded up on the ace, so he forgets though that when you play that rush ace, you have to be at 2 or less life to be able to gain rush. So I was just like really happy about that, and I think that was just kind of the end for him. I'm gonna go ahead and swing 7. This is gonna require one of those specialty combo cards out of his hand, or he's gonna have to, uh, dump 2 cards and take it. He takes it, so I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna swing 7 again. This Katakuri being the magic number is one of the reasons why I think he's so strong. He's definitely a 4 of in every pudding deck. I think that's common sense, but just in case there's somebody out there who was unaware of the card, it's a 4 of, no matter what version of pudding you're running. Gonna run swing another 8 because I'm going, okay, if he gives me 2Ks, I still have, that's 9. He has 2 cards. I still have 2 big swings. He gets out of it with an Elthor. I'm like, yeah, all right. So right here, I'm just gonna go ahead, dawn up, put 7 on pudding, make it a 12, and I'm gonna swing a 12 and a 13K swing. And at that point, I'm pretty confident that he's not getting out of this attack. He takes it, and then I go ahead and dawn up, and I swing 13 into face, and that right there is the game. That one, it was pretty interesting. This king game, I forgot to hit recording, but I absolutely drew nuts and curved out perfect, and I just wanted to show you that. Look at my hand, look at my energy, look at just everything. In game two here, we're playing into Jewelry Bonney. Um, Trying to decide whether they want to go first or second. They choose second. Totally understand why Bonney would choose second. However, I think against Pudding, giving Pudding the chance to go first might be, I don't know, might just be a little too much value for them. I actually feel like this deck has a really good matchup into control decks because 10 cost Mom is just one of those cards that will punish you for trying to stall your opponent. You know, you stall your opponent, and the next thing you know, they're gaining life while critting yours. So I think if we move into more of a control heavy meta, Pudding is going to be really good. The only deck that I feel like might be super problematic is going to be decks that can go really, really aggro. Reiju maybe, but with Law out of the meta, we might be okay. I go ahead and swing Ramp. He doesn't have a Dawn active because he searched, so now I can load up 5 and swing the Jewelry Bonnie character card just to prevent the next turn search. I'm also enjoying a nice brisk lemon iced tea right now. Oh, that is refreshing. Sponsor me. I'm gonna go ahead and end turn. I'm kind of sitting here going like, okay, I really need, really need to get into a Katakuri, but I did not find one. And I remember this game, so I know what happens on my next turn, and it's pretty nuts. So he's sitting here, he's debating, hey, what do I want to play? How do I want to go about this matchup? And just really thinking out his turn, taking his sweet time. And he decides, you know what, I'm just going to swing 8. And I'm like, okay, thank you. That was an incorrect play. That was just an incorrect play because now I have an easy way to get it into a ramp. I get so excited I draw Flampe that I kind of actually misplay here. So I play Flampe to take the life and draw one. I was super excited to top that, deck that, because now I can drop down this Mr. 2. That's Mr. 2, correct? And ramp 1, and then I'm able to swing my leader in ramp 1, but I totally spaced on the Bonney effect. In the midst, I just got so excited from the top deck that I just spaced that Bonney was going to be able to rest my Bond Clay, my Mr. 2, and that I kind of misplayed that. I should have Flampade, swung, ramped, then played Mr. 2 and ramped, and I would have had Mr. 2 on board. But now he's going to be able to easily clear him. That was just my misplay. But what Mr. 2 allowed me to do, and kind of the reason why I like him in this deck, is he allowed me to get an extra ramp in so that I'm straight at 10 Dawn. I mean, look at this. This is nuts. I'm at 10 Dawn, and Bonnie's just going to have a hard time from here. I'm kind of debating on what I want to do. Like, okay, let me go ahead and start with a pudding swing. And I'm like, you know what? I'm definitely going to 10 Mom. I'm just going to definitely 10 Mom. And I'm going to let my opponent know it. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a nice fat 5K at face swing. And for some reason, he didn't rest one of my cards. I thought that was weird, but whatever. I 10 Mom and pass. This puts me in a position where it's like, man, I am just so far ahead of the Bonney player. I have 3 lives. I have a 10 Mon on board. And next turn, I could theoretically, I know I don't have one in my hand, but he doesn't know that, I could just play a second one. So I'm just so far ahead that this Bonney player is going to have to figure out something. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what the move is at this point because of just how far ahead I am. He probably needs to be more aggro, but he's going to go ahead and just swing for 6. And I go ahead and take it because I was sitting there going, you know what? If I take this, it puts me in a position where if he swings again and I take that one, I can ace. And that's why I went ahead and took it. And I'm like, yeah, let me go ahead and trigger this out. I can get rid of the 7 Mom, establish another body. So I'm just matching body on his turn, matching bodies to his body. I now have 2 bodies to his 3, as far as real attackers go. But mine are much bigger. So I'm going to put him in a weird position. So I swing 12 into the Cavendish just because I know that a 10 Dofi plus Cavendish is really good for him. So I was trying to get around that, force him into a different position. But I went ahead and swung 5 because I kind of figured, hey, maybe he will just go ahead and block, and then I can get the free 10 ace swing into Cavendish. But I dropped 10, ace and heel, and here I'm thinking he's just 100% going to block this and leave Cavendish because that's probably the smart move. But instead, he dumps hand to save Cavendish, and now I'm like, that just makes my life incredibly easy. I'm sorry. My son, you might be able to hear him in the background. They're being quite loud out there right now, but that's okay. Family first, right? So he goes ahead and swings for 8 at my leader's face, and I'm like, okay, that's that's probably a thing. Got a little distracted there. And I'm like, okay, so Hody, I just felt like was him throwing in the towel. I felt like that was game at that point because I did not understand why in the world you would why in the world you would drop a Hody. My hand is huge. Um, and now you're sitting there going, my opponent still has 5 cards in hand, and I have 3 attackers, and all of them have to land. And the one underneath, all these attacks have to land for me to be able to win the game. And then he just swings 6, and I'm like, that is an easy 2K. So I just didn't know what this Bonney player was doing at the end. And then here I get even more confused. He loads up 5 and then swings into my Paris Barrow. Why? I do not know why he would do that. One being he does not have a Dawn standing for his leader effect now. 2, he would have gotten it with just a 9K swing. I would have taken it. And yeah, 1 blocker, 1 life, and no Bonney effect. So this was just kind of like a GG. I kind of just knew I had this. So I go ahead and just swing 7, force 2 cards out of hand, or force him to take it. I'm kind of just hand checking at this point. What do you got? Is it all 2Ks? What's going to go on? He goes ahead and blocks and combos a 1. Also stupid at this point in the game. You need every card to try to survive. So I swing 10. That's going to be almost a guaranteed hit unless he dumps 3 cards. And if he does, then I still can load up on one of my little guys and swing, for 5. And that's going to be just an easy game kind of situation. So I swing 10. He's just debating, to be honest. I have no idea what he's debating because there's no way out of what is about to come, which is a gigantic 20K Big Mom swing. Nope, zoinks. I'm going to swing 9 with Flampe because I am a troll, and yeah, and I win that. So that's the power of putting.